Hello and welcome to Joshua's Guide of how to create a free community online. You've probably heard of platforms like Circle or the Great and Mighty Skool. Alex and Mosey made that one a little bit more popular. And Sam Evans, one of the two, I don't remember, like super popular. It's a great platform. But both of those cost. If you want to make a free community, it's called GoKollab. On the back end, it's actually a platform called GoHighLevel. GoHighLevel's been offering it. GoHighLevel has communities, but GoKollab is their free version. The other thing is that there's a Collab app. So you can actually have each one of your members download the Collab app and join your community, and you get unlimited communities. So unlike Skool and other platforms where you have to pay per community or group that you build, you're going to get this one completely free. And you can have multiple groups that you set up. There's two options. There's a link down below, but if you don't want to click on my link, then you can just go to GoKollab, that is GoKollab.com, and you will land on this page. So once you're on this page, you can click on create a free community. Of course, you're going to have to sign up. And if you went straight to this page, it's not going to show this. You were referred to by me, yours truly. And you can just click on continue with Google or create a sign-in account. So I'm going to click on continue with Google. Now that I am signed in with Google, created my account, then it's going to land me on this page that says create a community. So what you're going to do, and I'm going to set this mic down, is you're going to click on a group name. I am going to add in like test group, and the group description is going to be for a video. You can click on create a group. Once you create the group, then obviously it's going to generate the group. What do you know? You get to the fun part, which is like styling and designing everything. So inside of here, the basic layout is very similar to Skool. On the left-hand side, you're going to be able to click on groups. So if you click on groups, you can see that, okay, like here's mine, Josh's free community. So I can switch between all the different groups that I manage. With this new test group that we just created, we'll go into there. We have this thing on the left-hand side called channels. If we want to add additional channels, we can. Right now, there's home and announcements that are pre-built. But if I click on add channel, then I could add one for help. The description, I can do like help vids, and click on a channel icon. If I want to style it that way, let's say like the rocket ship, I can make this channel private. So if I want to make it private, that means I have to manually add each one of the members to it. So let's say you want a more private one-on-one conversation or like a select group of like your 10 inner circle people, then you can make that private, and you could do it that way, or you could just click on create channel. Once the channel is created, that's going to be a separate conversation or discussion group inside of your group. So if I click into announcements, that's going to be set of posts and help. So for example, if I click on announcements and I do, let's say, hello world, and I can go in here and like add some images or GIFs or GIFs, either one, whichever side you're on. I'm going to say GIF. I can click on publish post. But before I do that, let me show you some of the options inside of here. With your posts, you could click on add a GIF, and there's some pre-selected ones that are inside here. So I'm just going to do this Cookie Monster one because I'm a fan of Cookie Monster. I could also click on add an image, and that will add one from my computer. I could either click to upload or drag and drop it into here, or I could click on add a video. Same difference. I could either drag and drop the video file from my computer onto this page, or I could link it, Loom links, YouTube, Vimeo. I could also add a link. When I add a link inside of here, this is going to be like Google, and this is going to be like google.com. If I can type it all out, I'm going to click on save. And now I've got a Google link inside of here, inside of the actual text section. I could also add attachments, PDFs, if I want to be able to give it out to my community group for them to download. They could do that here. I could also add emojis inside of this section too. Then I can choose on which one of the sections I want to publish in. At the moment, I was inside of announcements, so I'm going to click on publish post inside of the announcement section, and now it's there. If I click on help, because we're in a different discussion, you're not going to see it there. But if I click on announcements, then I'm going to be able to see that post. I can also click on the post, and it'll do like a full page view of the entire post. I can click on the link, and other users inside of your community can though go and comment below. So I could say like, this is great. And they could add GIFs and images and video and stuff and comments down below. And you'll be able to see those posts. You'll be able to like them. You'll be able to reply to that post. Coolio. And of course, this is the whole structure of the community, like very similar to a Facebook group too. You can also click on the three dots here, and you could copy the link if you want to share the link to this particular post. You could report that post if you're one of the admins, delete a post, edit post, or pin to the channel. In the case of pinning to the channel, or pin to home, I'm going to pin to the channel right here, and I'll show you what that looks like. So that will force that particular post to sit in the featured section. So if you want to have like a welcome to the group or first steps whenever you join, you could do that here and pin them to the top. You could also like collapse the featured section if it's getting in the way. If you go to the home section, you will then see all of the posts from all of the channels that are all congregated into one place. Okay, a lot to toss at you, but if you are still here, I appreciate it. Let's go to the learning section. So learning section is pretty interesting because you can actually add courses. Inside of the adding courses, this is a coming soon feature if you are just signing up through GoKollab, but if you are on the platform GoHighLevel, you can actually add courses here. So let me show you what it looks like inside of mine. In the case of learning, I have a course inside of here, and people can actually go and click on open and actually go and view this course inside of this account. And inside the courses, you can go through and add a bunch of videos throughout it and guide people through a bunch of steps. So that is a feature that you could add to GoKollab if you want to go that route. But if you don't need learning courses yet, then it's not quite built out if you're just on the GoKollab side. Next, you have member management. Inside of member management, you'll be able to see who is active, how many admins you have, any of the contributors, requested people. You can make this private so that people have to request to get access to the community before joining. You can also ban any of the nuisance people that you don't enjoy quite having inside of the community. You can also invite people. So inviting members will be this button over here on the right hand side that you can click on invite members, and you can share the group link. You can also invite directly by email, and you can choose whether or not you're going to give them admin privileges whenever you send the invite. You can copy that link and send it. The next section that we have is called events. Inside of the events section, this is going to be a giant calendar in which you can set up all sorts of, you guessed it, events. When I click on event, I can go and add an event title. I'm going to put this mic down. Event is going to be like today. And for today, we are actually going to do it tomorrow. We're going to set it for, let's say, 11:30 a.m. You can set your end time as well. So if you want it over the course of a couple of days, you can do that, or a couple of weeks, you can do that. We're going to select the color, we're going to select the time zone and the location. So with the locations, you could do a Zoom or Google Meet, or you could even do, let's say, an address, which is like here. And in the description section, we can do like cool events. Neat. Okay, you can also add and upload some images so that you have a styling so that looks really cool. You can also see, okay, is it all members or is it members at a certain level? We'll get to levels here in a little bit. You can hide the location from non-attendees as well so that they have to register to get into the group. You can also choose whether or not to remind the members inside a community by an email. You can click on next and you can choose whether or not this is paid or a free event. Okay, so in the case of paid, you can turn on like this is $20, or in the case of free, you could just create the event and boom, there is the event on your calendar. And any of your members inside of the group can go and click on that, and they can, this is a filler image because I didn't add an image. So don't come at me if this is an image that you wanted to see, because it's a cool event. Anyways, cool plant too. Then you can see the calendar event. Do you want to add it to your Google Calendar or to your Apple Calendar? You can click on add to calendar and it automatically put it onto the users or the members calendar so that they don't forget. You can also go in here and delete it and edit it too. Cool. And you can view it by week or by month. So this is a great way to create community engagement and membership, is by doing a bunch of these events. And people will be able to see the upcoming events over here on the left-hand side and past events as well. They can jump between a bunch of different months as well. So events, all inside of your community, completely for free. Okay, you know when I told you about, we'll talk about the different points and levels. These are the points and levels. So this is gamification for your community. So if you want people to stay a little bit more involved, there are going to be the select few of people that love the leaderboards. That's going to be if they post a certain amount of time or they get a bunch of likes on a particular post that they do, they are going to get rewards from it and they're going to get additional points. You can then go into the reward section, go to gamification, and you can edit the different levels. So like level 1 is going to be like Padawan, and you could save that there. And then level 1 is now Padawan, and then you could do like a Grandmaster or a Jedi Master over here at the top. And you can add rewards. So in the case of a reward, let's say you want like 10% off next product, something like that, if I can spell product correctly. Once they do that, then you could give that reward to them. I'm going to need a description, but I can do that later. This will be some gamification inside of your group so that you can increase the amount of engagement that people actually have. Of course, they'll be able to see the number of points to level up, and they'll see the leaderboards for like 37 days and all time. The next section that we have is the About section. So the About section is really cool and underrated. Inside of this section, you can actually add and upload a bunch of like images and videos. With this section, you'll be able to give like an overview of what is this community about. Put some examples of the results that other people in the communities got, something engaging that's going to draw people in to actually want to join your community. So that's what you get to do here. You're also going to get to do your About section, which is also like, why do they want to join your community? Why should you care? You do that here. Last but not least, this settings section. You've been seeing this the whole time. Actually, two more things. You can hide the design over here on the left-hand side and switch to light and dark mode because everyone wants to have that there, but that is here. You can also click on notifications and you can see all the different notifications for your communities. You can hide that and show that there too. Next, settings section. Inside of the settings section, you're going to be able to manage the group name, the group description, and then choose whether or not this is a public or a private group. So if you only want certain members to be able to see this, private members to be able to see posts, turn it private. That way it incentivizes people to actually join the community and they don't get to see the post unless they join it. So then you can make sure to click save whenever you updated those things. Subscription. Do you want this to be a free community or a paid community? You can add the price here. Next is going to be the branding side. So if you want a cover image is this thing on the right hand side that you can click on the branding and update the cover image, update the logo, and then there's an advanced section, which is pretty cool. You can actually upload a bunch of your own custom CSS and JavaScript, as well as get some heading and tracking like footer codes. So if you want to put in like analytics for Google Analytics to be able to track the number of users, you can do that right here. And you have the option of testing the preview before you even go live so you don't actually accidentally break your community. Test that. Next, you have themes. So that's a light and dark, but you also have the ability to go through and edit the entire style of the community, which is an underrated feature. Pretty cool. But if you don't want the defaults, you can do a custom theme. If there's specific colors for your branding and for your look and feel, you can go inside here and update all of those designs and themes right here. You can also do a window gradient, which is like the design at the very top. So play around with this. This is a ton of fun to build out. The next section is called the membership questions. Inside of membership questions, you can choose whether or not to turn that on or off. And this is whenever someone is joining the community, what do you want them to give you or answer in order to join? So this is great for qualifying whether or not this person that is interested in joining your community is the right fit. So maybe like a single select, like, how old are you? If they say 35 plus 17, then they have to, and you don't want people that are 35 plus to join the community. You only want 17. So maybe I could 18. Then you could add that membership question to your community that people have to answer that in order to join the community. And I accidentally added it twice. Let me delete one of those. And then you can turn on the membership questions and make sure to save that for your group. Next is gamification. We already went over that. Then you have links. Links are in this little right-hand section over here. If I click on settings and I add a link, then I could go right here and I can click on like Google me, and this will be like google.com. And you can turn on whether or not this is private or viewable only to group members. And I can add that link, save that there. And then that link is going to show up here on the right-hand side where any of your members get to choose that. Or if you make it public, then anyone could choose and click on that link. Go back to settings, a couple more things. We're almost done. You almost have a free community set up. So congratulations if you stuck around this entire time. I really appreciate it, but also hopefully this was valuable. And if you have any further questions, then like leave them below. I will try to answer them. And if I can't answer them, I will find someone that can. Okay, reported content. This is like super important. You're not going to see anything here unless you go and report a piece of content. And then some of the admins inside of your group, or you as a group owner, could go take action on it, on whether or not you need to ban that member or like have any sort of repercussions. The last but not least section is called the discovery section. So this is whether or not you want your GoKollab community to be visible in the discovery section. So let me show you discovery. Inside of the group section, you can click on discover communities. And inside of discover communities, you will be able to see all of the other groups that are inside of GoKollab. If you want yours to be public here, then you can click on the make public or make discoverable group. You're going to have at least 10 members in order to have this visible inside the GoKollab finder and group. But once you have the 10 members, this will help you get your community found online. So highly recommend that. I think it's probably a useful thing to do. But if you want it to be all private, then just keep that off. Going back into our test community, clicking on the settings, discovery, you can either turn that on or off here, and you can rename the URL here. So in our case, this would be like a test group, and I might clean this up just a little bit more, like test group Josh. And you could save that here so that your URL is just easier for people to find. And without further ado, I think that covers absolutely everything inside of the setting up a community. So I hope that helps. I hope that using a free community to get you jump started into this realm of being able to share your knowledge online is super valuable. And if you just have a bunch of friends, like a Bible study or a bunch of people that want to learn something similar or share resources online, then this is a great place to just use it. And you could stay outside of the realm of Facebook without having to be there. And you have an app to be able to build this and to use the community. Is pretty much the exact same thing, GoKollab app. I appreciate your time. Thanks for sticking around. And I hope this video was a little bit entertaining and useful. I will see you in a future video. Yeah, I think that's a great way to end it. See ya.